Morning, this is
How are you?
D462500. Zitch versus Zitch set today for plaintiff's motion for an order to show cause. Defendant has an opposition to that motion for an order to show cause. Let the record reflect, Linda, you are the plaintiff. I show Carol Menninger as your attorney, and she filed the motion. Is she not coming today?
I filed the motion. I didn't use Carol for this.
You didn't?
No, I filed all paperwork.
Oh, okay. I was looking at the decrees. Sorry. All right. So you're unrepresented. You're representing yourself.
Correct.
Okay. Welcome. And Russell, you're a defendant, and you're representing yourself. Correct.
Correct.
Okay. This is the thing. I just want to talk to you guys about something. I know it's frustrating if you're not getting your check on time, if you're trying to pay your own bills. I get that. The law says wage assignment, really, unless a judge finds good cause, is only if you're 30 days late. There's a statute that says that. But what I'm willing to do is, I'm not going to issue contempt or anything. What I want to talk about is, can we come to an agreement on a date that he will absolutely have it in the mail? And mail, we always give 3 days for mailing. So tell me the date you absolutely need it by, and then I'll tell him it has to be put in the mail by 3 days prior to that. Because usually, you know, people are not always on time unless you're getting a wage assignment or something like that, which costs a little bit of money and stuff if it goes through the DA's office. So tell me, because we could have a different due date that he could succeed every single time.
I have no problem with any date being the due date. I just want it to be that. And when I'm getting emails saying I want to stop paying this, and texts, you know, it just doesn't.
Don't do that anymore.
That's not true. I didn't do that.
Really? Here's
If you were doing it, don't do it. So tell me what, she's okay with any due date. So let's talk to you about what will help you be comfortable and be successful.
My money is deposited by my company on the 7th of every month.
Okay, so you have terrible due dates right now.
Well, the thing
doesn't work
is,
for you.
I don't control that. It's the company mandate, and on top of it, if the 7th falls on a weekend,
You don't get it till
sometimes
the 8th
I get it on the 8th, sometimes I get it on the 9th.
Can we have a rule or a order that you put it in the mail by the 10th?
Yeah, I've been doing it before that anyway.
I know, I'm giving you more time, because we're going to.
Thank you.
Because what she's
Perfect.
saying is, she gets disappointed, and she counts on it and plans her budget. So you can't succeed
No,
based
it's-
on what your guys' order is. So,
Pulled that in December, and she just blew it off.
well,
So.
you guys are not having good
when
enough
he told
communication.
me that in December. He
So
has been
don't fight
avoiding
about these
contact.
things. Don't fight, okay?
Yes, sir.
This is a small problem. We're
But
fixing.
my question is, it's long after life. When did he contact
How's
me in
this?
December?
When
I
what?
just- When did he have contact with me in December? He said he's been avoiding me. I would just like to know.
I left her a message, and she was badgering my son about a week
You
later.
left me a message where? On my phone or on
Why do you
my
On
guys?
my phone.
Why do you guys care about
Here's
that?
my phone records from December.
But listen.
He's
Do
a
you think I
liar.
care about that? Because really, the bottom line issue is, how can I help you not have to use the government in your life, and that you can get back to your regular life, and that he can be successful, and you'll know when it's coming.
Perfect.
So here's the proposition:
So-
if he puts it in the mail by the 10th, the law says 3 days for mailing. You would always have it by the 13th, and would that be good?
I'd prefer to do it since he picked the date of the 1st. Can we have this set up by the 5th?
No.
that he
Did
puts
you
in
hear
the
what he
mail?
just said?
His money
What he
gets
just
in-
said is they are supposed to deposit his money on the 7th. But if the
Okay,
7th
so-
falls on a weekend, then
Correct.
he might have to go a couple extra days and not get it till the 9th. So I'm saying if he has it in the mail by the 10th
Perfect.
and you get it by the 13th, there should never be a reason that
Perfect.
it's late.
That's what I've been doing all along, Your Honor.
Hallelujah. That's
Real
what you are.
simple if you're reasonable.
Now, let me ask you, if we get down to the last 2 payments that are due and they don't come through and we show up in this courtroom again,
I'm not like that. I'm
Let me just
obligated,
tell
and
you
I'll take
something.
care of it.
Usually somebody misses something for months before they come in on contempt, but I know it costs money for attorney and stuff. But usually when you're in contempt, you can hire an attorney and get all your fees.
I have an
That's the last
obligation. I'll meet it. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I believe that you are. I don't want you guys to fight anymore. Don't you have older kids that are grown and stuff?
Right here.
Right. I mean, how do you think it makes them feel when you can't even talk about the right date to get your money? So I don't want you to file a motion unless he actually doesn't complete the payments. The law says 30 days late, and then a wage assignment. So the law looks at it like in all equity, because sometimes people are staggering their bills. They're having trouble. Sometimes, like I just had 2 water bills that were so out of sight because
That's my
nobody
point.
knew that it was all going to the sewer. And if I was someone with not enough money, I would have been really hurting because $700 water bill, $555 water bill, 2 in a row. You're like, what? These are rent payments.
Totally
So-
agree.
Right. So sometimes things happen. So all I'm telling you is he definitely can succeed if it's not, doesn't have to be put in the mail till the 10th, because that's the day
Thank you.
after the
And I can
latest
live with
day
any
he'll
date,
get it.
so that's fine.
And 3 days later you would get it, and then you could plan your budget around that. And do you do a direct deposit, or do you mail it, or do
No,
you
I
want
mail her a check.
Why don't we direct deposit?
Do you
Might
want to
make
do a
more
direct
sense.
deposit?
Not particularly,
Then
but
you
I
just can go
will.
online and click a button.
I
Not
know,
even
that's
have
what I
to
do
get a
usually,
stamp.
exactly.
Oh, you do it with
Oh,
the
their
bill
bills.
pay? Bill pay?
Yeah.
That
you
way,
could-
he can just put the payment in when the money comes in on the 7th. If it falls on a Saturday, Sunday would be an 8th. He would have the money on the 9th or the 10th.
The bank doesn't do transfers
They don't
on the
do,
Saturday
right.
or the Sunday.
But what I'm saying, if you could wait till the 10th. I don't really care what date it is, as long as he does it by whatever date he picks.
Well, the dates are good for the mailing, but let me just
Right.
explore this one idea. Are you in Wells Fargo or what?
I'm with Chase.
Okay. Does Chase have what's called SurePay like transfer?
Yeah.
Where you can do it immediately.
Right.
And it
I
doesn't
pay
cost
all my
any
bills
money.
that way.
It doesn't cost any money.
Right.
So I would just say you can elect to either do it that way or put it in the mail by the 10th.
I'll put it in the mail by the 10th.
Okay, now can I ask one question? Can it be postmarked on the 10th? Because we have already addressed.
That's
he doesn't-
exactly what that means. When you
Okay,
put it in
so-
the mail on the 10th,
Not that I mailed it at midnight.
and you better not be
you
in
know,
here on a motion for contempt if it happens to be postmarked one day on the 11th.
I haven't missed a payment.
Let me just tell you, I have 18,000 cases.
Mm-hmm.
18,000. All right? Some judges have 20,000. So we have precious judicial resources.
course.
We can't
I
even
agree.
hear all of our child support cases because it's crazy. We can't hear all our TPO cases. We have to have hearing masters help
Right.
us. And then if there's an objection, you get before your regular judge. So only if it's really, you're struggling because of it, okay? Then, of course, you could file a motion for contempt. But I think this is a solid way to deal with it. You'll be able to see that he's put it in the mail by the 10th. And if you get it earlier, I want you to put it in the mail.
I do. I mean,
if you get it on the 8th or the 9th,
if you
put
look
it
at
in
the
the mail.
records she's kept,
Could
I have
we
not
do this?
done
Could
it
he
past
date
the
a
10th.
check for the 10th and mail it a week early, and then there'd be no
I
question
always date it
about
on the
the post
1st.
office not doing this or the post office not doing that.
What do you
And then
mean?
I
why
could
would it
talk
matter
about
what day he dates it? If
Because
you
I
put it in
can't
the mail on
cash
the
it
10th,
till
it's
the
probably
10th.
going to be dated the 10th.
I always date it on the 1st, just so you know. Always.
But
You don't want
I guess
that?
my question, no, my question is if he says he mails it on the 10th and I don't get it until the 15th, I'm back to square one again. I just want a date when I know this is going to be here. Make it the 20th. I'm okay
I
with
find
the
it
20th.
interesting.
I kinda
She's
see why
married
you
and
guys
has a
got
business,
divorced.
and she needs $200.
I mean, I'm okay with the 30th,
hilarious.
but, you know,
Okay.
I just want a date that I know I can count on this money.
But that's what we just said.
That's what
the
we said.
13th. I could say, do you want it on or before the last day of the month? But the whole thing is, you're still not going to be sure. The law says 3 days for mailing. If something
Exactly.
happens to the mail, that's not going to be his fault.
Mm-hmm.
If he drops it in the mail, that's enough. If he drops it in the mail and it gets postmarked, that it's going to be with probably to you in a day or two in
Right.
Vegas.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
but the
expecting,
law says you are allowed 3 days for mailing.
Right. I'm just expecting a postmark to either read the 10th or the 11th.
Just open the mail and say, "I'm so glad it's here by the 13th."
Thank you, Judge.
13th
That would be
is great.
a
Thank you
really,
very much,
really
Judge.
good idea. All right, so we'll do the order.
Great.
All right.
Perfect.
Our department, unless you want to do the order when the minutes are done.
You can do it.
All right, we'll get it. We'll take care of it. Let's check their addresses because I want to make sure that we're mailing the order to the right place. And remember, if you either one of you change your addresses, please update the court system by filing a notice of change. The forms are online. Because then if somebody serves somebody with a motion and they've moved,
Yeah, because
it's
his
good service.
Water v. Court
You
wasn't
may
on
not
there.
show up, but I get to grant relief if it goes to the address that's in our computer. So you must
Yeah.
update. Okay. So
Everything's above board.
let me have Peg check you.
Zitch, I have 1913 Portobello Drive.
No.
What is your new address?
7870 Sally Irene Court, Las Vegas 89113.
89 what?
113.
Is there an apartment number or anything?
No.
Same phone number.
Yes. 521-9457.
Let me double check that.
Yeah, 9547.
And Mr. Zitch, are you still at 8600?
No, I've had a change of address. Are you ready?
Yep.
2824 Waterview Drive,
Is that what it is?
correct.
Okay.
Las Vegas 89117. It's a house.
And is your phone number still 702-595-76?
Correct.
Today, if you wouldn't have shown up, because she mailed it to an address that wasn't on Odyssey, if you wouldn't have shown up or filed an opposition, you would have had to do service again to that address. You have to do it at the last known address in our computer and where you actually know they live. So you see what could have happened here? So you guys
know, and
have
that's-
to
Exactly.
file notices of change. You both have to do it. Neither one of you did it.
She sent 4 packages out. She's bound to find me.
I sent one to his work and to the address on file and to the address on his checks.
We will take care of the order, and when you guys leave, I want one of you to leave first and the other one to leave after, because I'd like there to be a calm hallway. So who would like to leave first?
I would like to leave first.
Is that all right with you?
Please leave first.
All right.
Thank you so much, Ryan.
Very nice to see you guys. Have a good afternoon.